start with team news. Any players close to coming back?
Well, we came back Thursday morning, so we see the players today. But we had no injuries after the game.
And the short-term injuries, Alexis and Mikel?
Short-term injuries, nobody will be available for Sunday. No Arteta, no Sanchez, who are the shortest one. And all the others anyway will be after Christmas.
Wednesday's result was obviously giving the club a big boost. Is it about more than qualifying for the Champions League? Will it affect the Premier League?
Look, we want to play. We wanted to stay in the Champions League. It was very unlikely after our defeat at home against Olympiacos, because we needed to beat Bayern and to win away at Olympiacos, what we had not done recently. So I think it's a fantastic performance in the end that got us through. Now we are in it. Let's focus again on the Premiership. That's where we are in a strong position, and it's important as well we managed to move from one competition to the other with the same level of focus and performance.
And can I just ask you about Olivier Giroud? That's 26 goals he's got in the calendar year. I mean, how crucial has he been for you this season?
He has gone through this calendar year with ups and downs, and but overall it's a typical Olivier Giroud year. That means when he doesn't work, he puts effort in, and I believe especially recently, has come back with an improved game in his finishing, in his link play, and Wednesday night was one of his best performances on all fronts, I must say.
Hi Arsene. Just reflecting on the qualification in the Champions League, could you tell us and give us an idea what dropping into the Europa League might have done to your title chances? How much
I don't know.
Did you think?
I don't know, but we would have played as well in a competition that we would have gone for it, but it's a difficult competition, and if you look, you have Liverpool in there, you have Man United, you have Tottenham, so it would have been a little Premier League competition, and we are happy to stay where we are.
You talked about the injuries. Because of the impact that they're having at the moment and potentially into the new year as well, what's the likelihood that you will go into the market in January?
I already answered that question. We'll be, of course, out there and see what we can do. But at the moment we have a whole December to go, and we are in a strong position in the Premier League. It's important that at the moment for me that we don't lose more players, because we are short, and that everybody contributes fully, like we did on Saturday, on Wednesday, and that we can have a consistency until January.
In the last 16 seasons in the Premier League, the champions have chalked up at least 80 points to win that title.
It might be less this year if you look at the total now, and if you extrapolate, it could be less than 80, 78, something like that.
Is it because of the competition of this league and how it's gone so far, you think that?
It is because of the quality of the competition, and because of the intensity of the competition, and because of the improvement of the teams who do not fight for the championship but can beat on a consistent way teams who fight for it.
So given that it could be less, do you think that there are more teams involved? How realistically do you think can be involved?
I haven't counted, because I look a bit more at ourselves, but you could say 6 to 8 teams can compete for the championship.
That many?
Yeah.
Just on Aston Villa, it's a man that you know very well in Remy Gard, in charge of them. Since he's come and taken over at Villa, have you spoken to him? Have you given him any advice?
No, because now we are competitors, and rivals, and he has his own staff around him. I spoke with him before he took the job. Now I let him work, but he has the competence, he has the intelligence, he has a good team around him. He's in a big club, so I let him work.
Finally from me, Arsene, there is a manager who did lose his job this week, Gary Monk at Swansea. I know managers always say that nothing surprises them in football, but did this one surprise you?
Yes, because he had done a good season last year, and because as well he's a young, young promising manager, and as well because Swansea until now has shown good stability, so I was quite surprised.
Arsene, just going back to Gary Monk, you've always been an advocate of clubs giving managers time. Why do you not believe that managers now are given time to get them and lead the team out of the situations they're in when they get sacked?
Look, why do managers basically lose their jobs? That certainly the modern world is more impatient, but at the end of the day it's always down to people inside the club to judge are you competent or not, and then to show the strength to resist to public opinion, because public opinion is sometimes living only in the present and very emotional, and you could say that it may be inside the club today you need to be stronger than ever to resist to that.
And earlier you were talking about the Premier League. Have you ever known a Premier League race like this so far in all the years you've been in England?
No, but I don't exactly remember now, but I think that you see the real trend after Christmas always, and of course every year you have a surprising team who is in the top four every season. Last year it was West Ham, this year it is Leicester. The question is always, can they maintain the run? It looks like Leicester is producing the consistency, and the quality and the number of goals they score indicates you, yes, they will remain up there, and that you have to consider them now as fighting for the Premiership.
And there's been a debate recently about the level of competition in the Premier League, and does that affect teams, English teams, when they go into Europe as well, do you think?
It does, because, for example, we, in the mind of the managers, it is that you have your next Premier League game in your mind when you go to Europe sometimes. Of course, recently we were not in that position, but at the start of a competition, yes, you had in your mind that the next Premier League is difficult. Do I rest one or two? And especially in the Europa League, I see that the teams do it.
And you've already mentioned Olivier Giroud, how well he's done that excellent hat-trick in the midweek. Since he came here replacing Robin van Persie, he has been under a lot of scrutiny. He's had his critics as well. Do you believe now he's finally finding that consistent form and he will confound those critics?
I think so. If you look at his record, I believe that he has special qualities, Olivier, that are difficult to find. After, of course, you want him to be efficient as well, but where he has improved a lot is his link play with the other players, and that is very important in our team. And he's a guy who wants always to improve, and he has a positive mentality and a strong one, and that's why I think he has come back in a very strong way. But we are in a job where you have to accept that in every game you're questioned. And in his job, centre forward even more. If you don't score for 3 games, you're questioned again. That's part of the job.
Arsene, has this week been one of the most gratifying weeks you've ever been here at Arsenal? Because see, the Daily Telegraph this morning have run an article apologising to you on behalf of all your critics and suggesting, doing quite a good article. I mean, has it been the most gratifying week for you to?
No, I do. Look, I said that many times. I do not run after my own ego. I just want to do well. I enjoy to do well, and I'm happy to do well for everybody who loves Arsenal Football Club. After the opinion that people have of me or not, I cannot influence that too much, but I accept that it's part of my job and I can live with that.
See that Rene Gard could be interested in signing Ashley Cole. What have you made of that? Because Ashley's not played since March.
I think Ashley Cole he has lost Amavi, and he's looking for a left back. And Dave One has a strength of character and the talent. Of course, Ashley Cole has made a fantastic career. He's at the end of it. Can he find again the physical resources to produce positive impact on at Aston Villa? I think if he's free of injuries, he still can do it. Yes.
Jack Wilshere, I saw a story this week that he might be available before the end of December. Do you give any credence to that?
No, it will not be. If you ask me, will he be fit before the end of December? No chance.
Arsene, just on, sorry, going back to Olivier Giroud if I can, the criticism of him has always been that he's perhaps not among the very best strikers in Europe, but do you think he's proved that he is in that league now, or has he still got some way to go?
Look, I think he's in the league because he plays in one of the best clubs in Europe, and he scores goals. And if you look at the number of goals and the number of goals of games and number of goals he has scored, you have to give him credit. And he's not only a goal scorer; he's a guy who puts work in for the team. And I think yes, he's in amongst the best strikers in Europe.
Do you think the fact that obviously moved Theo to play more central this season has helped Olivier in a way with the extra competition?
He's not exhausted in December because the striker is a bit a more demanding job, and he had a breather, came in and out, and I think I will have to do that again because it's so demanding now, and he has a game that demands a lot of energy that sometimes you need a breather in this job.
Will you rotate now? Obviously Theo's back fit. You think you'll rotate?
Oh, they can play together, as well. What I did on Wednesday night. So in some games I will play them together. Depends as well on the global balance of the team. It's a bit more different when Sanchez is there as well, But on one side, people want you always to have 7 strikers, but as soon as you rest one, they say, "Why don't you play him?"
Just on, there's one report this morning linking you with Victor Wanyama, the Southampton midfielder. Is there any interest there?
I rate the player, but we are not on the case.
Thank you. And just finally, just want to ask you about Karim Benzema. Just as a Frenchman, do you think he should be allowed to play at Euro 2016?
I think it is a legal case, and as long as it has been not been judged, you have to wait for the judgment. At the moment, he cannot play because he's under investigation, and as long as he's not cleared, he should not play.
He's a player that you've been linked with a lot in the past. Does his current situation make him less appealing as a signing?
Look, we just said that Olivier Giroud is a great striker, so behind that we cannot buy Karim Benzema.
In terms of Remy Gard, do you feel that you've had enough time with him at Aston Villa in the Premier League to assess what sort of opposition you're going to face in Aston Villa on Sunday?
I know a little bit Aston Villa. We played them in the Cup final last year, and they are similar side. They added some French players because they bought Gay, Verretou, Jordan Ayew, Amavi, so they're a bit more French. These French players didn't play a lot until recently. Now I think Remy knows them well, started them recently at Southampton. So I know a little bit what is expecting us, but the Premier League, we know by experience now that we have to focus on our performance to come out in a positive way with a strong result. It's very important. We straight away after Wednesday night, we show that we can focus on the Premier League.
Arsène, comment est-ce que vous évalueriez les similitudes entre Rémi Gard et vous? Est-ce qu'il y a une filiation? Et dans un autre sens, est-ce que c'est pas compliqué d'enfoncer votre protégé dimanche?
Écoutez, il y a une filiation. Je pense que Rémi il a sa propre personnalité, que c'est un garçon très intelligent et qu'il a une vision positive du jeu. Il a envie de faire jouer ses équipes. Mais actuellement, je pense qu'il est dans une situation où il doit parer plus à l'efficacité et avoir des projets un peu plus à court terme donc resserrer sa défense pour redonner confiance à l'équipe. Donc moi je m'attends à un match plus physique, peut-être avec beaucoup d'engagement de leur part, en accent beaucoup sur le défensif. Donc sur un plan psychologique, oui, parce que c'est un peu spécial toujours de rencontrer ces anciens joueurs qui sont devenus entraîneurs. Mais ça fait tellement longtemps que je suis dans le métier que ça m'arrive de plus en plus souvent.
Thank you everyone.